Plenty of kids, all with no parents. It was around the end of the Sorceress War, so I guess it couldn't be helped. Anyway, that's where I was. And out of all the kids there, one was very special to me. Irvy, wanna play? I really like this girl, and it made me so happy just talking to her. Selfie, what you playing? War. Oh, what, like the card game? Isn't War like a card game or something? Was that orphanage a stone house? You guessed it. An old house made of stone by the ocean. You guessed it. I knew right away when we first met. Why didn't you tell us? Because you two seem to have forgotten. It's just kinda sucked that I was the only one they remembered. Spunky little Seffi and bossy little Quisty. That's just so weird. Huh? Oh, and I wonder who this is. Do you guys remember setting off fireworks? That was... this way. I don't think necessarily... I don't think in theory this plot point is bad. But my word, like... they could have done this so much better. And just wait until we see what the reason is on, like why they're like, oh, but what's the excuse of, like, them forgetting? Like, what are the odds that only Irvine remembers? Oh, hey, me, other me, where's Sis? So yeah, okay, sure, Irvine's, like, the only character of the 6 that, like, actually remembers. Yeah, okay, game developers, or game writers. Sure, whatever you say. Sis, where'd you go? You don't like me anymore? What a shameful sight. I think it could have been really cool to have it be where the characters knew each other and, like, they, you know, the characters used to know each other and were at the same orphanage and they have that connection with each other. But the way they do it is so lazy. Like, incredibly lazy. I don't think the idea sucks, I just think the execution sucks. How about this? Yeah. The ocean, the lighthouse. We did set off fireworks. Yo! Kids aren't supposed to play with fireworks. I'm gonna tell on you. No one likes a snitch, Zell. Crybaby Zell, go back to bed. If I remember this, does that mean I was there too? We all got in big trouble. I mean, like, your kids setting off fireworks, I'd expect you to get in trouble. Think what about my parents in Balam? The Dinches in Balam must have adopted you. Yep, that's probably it. I also love how they're having the children, like, emote the story. Like, Irvine, like, Quistis talks, and it's like Child Quistis. Or is that Child Irvine? Child Irvine talking here. Yep, that's probably it. I was here. Yo, come on, stop it. Matewin, help me. Oh, who is this? Crybaby Zell. Who's that? Nah. Stop teasing me, Cypher. Oh my goodness. Cypher, my arch enemy? Wow, he was there too. Kinda crazy. Well. Oh hey, I'm a ghost. Cypher was always Cypher. Zell always crying and screaming. Irvine? Sorry, don't remember you. I do love that. Quistis, I think you were difficult to deal with. Selfie, always full of energy. Sounds like Selfie. Oh, good to see Selfie and Zell didn't... Oh, Zell changed. Selfie didn't change. Cypher was there too. Except for Renoa, we were all there. Hey, that means... Yeah. I was there too. Sis. I was always waiting for Sis to come back. This is also a really cool thing about Squall's character. Squall, like, you know, Squall being the way he is because Sis never came back. and we'll find out who Sis is. I played this game before. Sis is alone. Him being the way he is, because Alone never came back and, like, quote-unquote, he thought she abandoned him, so, like, that's why Squall's, like, very reserved and shuts other people out and stuff. This part I do like. I'm all alone. I'm doing my best. I'll be okay without you, Sis. I'll be able to take care of myself. Yeah, this is why Squall's, like, very independent. I didn't turn out okay at all. Sis, L. L alone, so Sis alone with Sis. She was a bit older than us. We all used to call her Sis. Was this Zell, Selfie, Irvine, Cypher, Alone, and myself? Yeah, I'm not sure what the meaning behind all this was, but we were definitely together. Also, I think it's really cool how, like, again, Laguna, they tie this in really well. Like, Laguna is, like, Alone's uncle, or, like, knows Alone. And then, like, they tie it in with Squall and the party knowing Alone and stuff, like, being at the same orphanage. They tie it together really well. Could have done a better job with, like, the characters being, you know, they could have done better with the execution. I think the idea is, like, pretty cool. You mean Sis is Alone? She's the one that takes us back to Laguna's period. She said she wanted to change the past. I don't know why, though. There could only be one reason for that, really. She must not be happy with the present. If that's the case, I'm definitely up for helping her. She's part of our orphanage gang. Didn't even remember who she was. Hey, Selfie, that goes for you too. Yeah, Irvine was the only one that remembered. Plot convenience. Irvine's the only one that remembers because we have to find a way to, like, explain this to the player, etc. It's so stupid. Pretty scared we've forgotten all these things. Yeah, it's almost like it's plot convenience. I think the idea is really cool, and I like how they connect everything, like Alone, Laguna, Squall, the characters. I love how it's all connected. I just don't like this part. I don't like the idea of... I don't necessarily hate the idea of the characters being from the same orphanage. I just hate the way, like, how none of them remembered. And we find out... We're literally going to find out the reason why in a minute, and that makes it even more... Even dumber. IMO. So Sis was alone, huh? Everyone was fond of Sis, but you, Squall, you kept hogging her for yourself. You sure have a good memory. This is really strange. I don't think I was adopted because of the way I am. Probably the same with Cypher, too. You two must have been at Garden by the age of 5 or so. Even so, he's never mentioned anything about growing up in an orphanage. And nothing about this has ever crossed my mind when I see him either. Don't you find that odd? That is strange. In my case, I had loads and loads of fun after going to Trabia. That's probably why I forgot about all my childhood. That's what I think, at least. I don't think what's up with you... I don't know what's up with you guys. It's so odd that you would forget. Yeah, like, you don't forget that. Yes, I remember now. Things didn't work out too well at my new home, so I came to Garden at the age of 10. That was when I first noticed Cypher and Squall. Cypher and Squall were always fighting. Yeah, just like in the opening cutscene. Yeah, Quistis always used to break us up. Yeah, that's right. Cypher was a kid who always needed to be the center of attention, but Squall always used to ignore him. But eventually they would end up fighting. Squall could have easily walked away from it. He should have just ignored him, but Squall, almost in tears, would say, I gotta do my best by myself, or else I won't be able to see Sis. I guess I was trying to take Alone's place. I tried, but to no avail, that's probably it. Even after becoming an instructor, I couldn't stop thinking about Squall. I thought it was love. I had to hide my feelings because I was an instructor, but I've come to realize it wasn't. It was my childhood feelings as a big sister that lingered. Oh well. Go talk to Quistis. Seemed like yada yada. We're getting too much. I wonder why. A misunderstood love. Actually, I had completely given up when Renoa came into the picture. Hey, it must be the same for Cypher. I'm sure Cypher's forgotten his childhood too. But whenever he sees Squall, his inner feelings start to boil and... Is that why he's always picking fights with Squall? Why is it that we forgot? We grew up together as kids. How's that possible? How about this? The price we pay for using the GFs. That's stupid! The GF provides us power, but the GF makes its own place inside our brain. That's dumb! So you're saying that the areas where our memories are stored? No, that's just a rumor the GF critics are spreading. So if we keep relying on GFs, we won't be able to remember a lot of things? There's no way Headmaster Sid would allow such a dangerous thing. And how is it that I remember while everyone else forgot? Well, in my case, I hadn't junctioned the GF until recently. Well, no wonder you're so behind in stats and stuff, Irvine. You're such a burden for that reason. That's why I remember a lot more than you guys. Yeah, like, people are gonna be like, oh, Nova, the reason why Irvine's the only one that remembers is because the game tells us he didn't equip the GF. I don't care. It's stupid. The idea that GFs, like, make you forget things is dumb. I hate it. I hate that plot device. That's honestly the one thing I would change. Like, that I hate. Idea of the characters being from the same orphanage, sure, some of them could have forgotten, but, like, forgetting all of your childhood like that, like, forgetting some people that you used to know in an orphanage, I don't buy it. Like, I just don't buy it. You're not going to remember your childhood entirely, and sometimes, like Selfie said, you'd want to forget, but, like, I don't buy it that you just forget everything, and then at this very moment, it's like, oh, we were actually at the same orphanage. Really, I would remove the whole GF means you forget, like, GF amnesia plot. Like, I would remove that. That, I think, is stupid. How about you, Selfie? Your first experience with the GF was when you came to Balam Garden, right? Yeah. I have a confession to make. When I was 12, I went on an outdoor training session. I found the GF inside one of the monsters I defeated. I junctioned the GF for a while, so I have experience with GF too. But it was really weird. I can't remember the name of that GF. It must be the GF's fault. What should we do? What should we do? Nothing. And just let it keep taking our memories away, like Castle Oblivion. What do you mean, nothing? See what they want to do. You want to stop using GFs now? As long as we continue fighting, we're indebted to the power of GFs. It's a price I have to pay for that, I'll gladly pay it. Yeah, I hate that notion. Hey, I know. Let's all keep a diary. That way we'll always have something to remind us. Are you sure that's what you want? Thank Nominee. Maybe that's for the best. Yeah, I don't care if I forget about my childhood when Cypher used to pick on me. What's important to me now is having the power to protect my parents in Balam. They adopted me, there's no way I'm gonna let go of that power. Hey. You all remember Matron? She was always wearing black. Let's see. Matron dressed in black? She's the... Very kind, long black hair. Yes, I really admired her. Wait, I just pictured her face, and I see a resemblance. Matron, they look alike. Look alike? Nah, that's not it. Matron's name is Adea Kramer. Matron is Sorceress Adea. Well... Matron, Sorceress Adea? Again, I'm spoiling, but I'm not so sure about that. Why is the Matron? Why? You're wondering why Matron would take over a country or fire missiles and whatnot? At this point, we probably wouldn't comprehend it even if we talked about it. You're probably right. Hear me out. Seed and Garden were all Matron's idea, right? I'm not a Seed, but I share the feeling with all of you. Seeds are supposed to fight the sorceress, right? This is strange. That's right. It was when I was... Sorry, I can't talk. It was when I was being tortured by Cypher. He wanted to know what Seed was. Matron should know. Matron is Sorceress Adea. There's no denying that. What does all this mean? Squall, you listening? So, like, this is what I wanted to say. Let's see. Oh, yeah. I understand what Renault is saying. I understand, but I'm still gonna fight. I want to stay true to everything I've stood for. The music in this part of the game and, like, these resolves are cool, and, like, the idea of there being an orphanage and, like, again, Adea being possessed by a sorceress and that's why she's doing the thing she is, that's all cool. That's all really good. I really just don't like the GFs taking memories. Like, anything to do with the GFs, like, removing memories, I wish was removed from this game. I do not like it. And I wish they just did better at leading up to the idea of the characters being from the same orphanage. Like, you know. This is easily, like, my least favorite plot point of Final Fantasy VIII. And people are gonna be like, what about time compression? I think time compression's fine. Disc 4 time compression, I think it's fine. It's not, like, amazing, but I think it's fine. It gets the job done. Like, it's not terrible. The hate for it's, like, overblown. I'm sure it's the same for everyone. That's why I thought it'd be the best if everyone we knew would have to face Matron. You've all heard this before. How life has infinite possibilities. Oh, infinite realities, like FF7 Rebirth. I don't believe that one bit. You don't believe in FF7 Rebirth and the multiverse? There weren't many paths for me to choose, sometimes there'd be only one. From the limited possibilities I faced, the choices I've made brought me this far. That's why I value the path I chose. I want to hold true to the path that had to be taken. I know our opponent's Matron, whom we all love very much. We might lose something very important on account of the GF. But I don't mind. It's not like I drifted here on the tides of fate. I'm here because I chose to be here. Pretty sick line from Irvine. And more importantly, we all grew up together. But due to various circumstances, we were all separated. As a kid, you couldn't really go out on your own. But, like, I think this is, like, cool in concept. Like, they grew up together, and then they have to, like, meet up again. They could have done better at building it up, though. They really could have done better at building it up. They could have removed the GF memory thing. And this could have been really cool. Because I think I like that trope of, like, characters, like, they used to know each other, or, like, they had a childhood and a connection together, but then they grow up and either don't, like, they vaguely remember or just have to get by on their own. That's kind of what Tales of Graces does with the childhood arc between Asbel, Sharia, Hubert, and Richard. So, there were no other paths to take, all I did was just cry. But, again, execution's really where this fails. But somehow we're together again, just like old times, though a lot's changed. We're not kids anymore, we're strong enough to take care of ourselves. Make our own decisions, we're confronting a big one right now. Do we fight Matron or not? I say we fight, shoot for a common goal. Hey, at least it'll keep us together a little longer. Yeah, let's do it, we can't run from her for the rest of our lives. It's such a bummer, I can't believe we have to fight Matron. I know, but Zell's right, we can't run from her forever. Rinoa, it's up to you. We're gonna fight, I think it's the only way we can move on with our lives. If that makes any sense at all, come with us. I'm sure that's what everybody wants. Oh, don't they force me to do Battle of the Gardens after this? Because I'm pretty sure they talk about wanting to go see the orphanage and then, like, the Battle of the Gardens starts. Whatever happens, happens. Oh, I do love this. When the snow starts during this pivotal scene that could have been a lot better if it was executed better. A gift from the fairies. Yo, you want to go check out Adea's orphanage? I wonder what it's like now. We might find a clue. Clue? You mean as to why Matron turned out like this? Probably has to do with something that happened in the past. But the past is the past. It's over and done with. Despite what truth we find, it's not going to change the present. But I want to see it too. I don't know what we'll find, but let's head for Adea's house. I do love this music. Yeah, it's the one point where I think FF8 stumbled the bag plot-wise. This game's plot isn't the best or anything. Like, I think the plot for this game is fine. It's got some really cool moments. The way I would describe it is, I think Final Fantasy VIII, like, as a story, it's fine. It's alright. It has some of the coolest moments in its story, though. Like, you got the assassination of the sorceress, you got the end of Disc 2, the lunatic Pandora stuff is really cool, the stuff in space, people don't really like, but I think it's cool because it's a testament to, like, Squall and Rinoa's love and everything. This game has some of the coolest moments. The story's pretty alright, like, if you're ranking, like, the story, it's a pretty alright story, but it's got some of the most hype moments ever in Final Fantasy. I guess that's it. We're fighting. You guys are fearless. Fearless? I don't think that's quite right. If you dig too hard, you become lost. I think that's what everyone's afraid of. I wish we didn't have to fight either. Yeah, so I think... I mean, I just put Selfie in. We're going to keep using Selfie. We're going to go back to Travia Garden because I want to get her card. Oh, no, they don't force you to do the Battle of the Gardens. I thought they did, but they don't. I think once you go to Adea's house, it starts. I don't know. We might, honestly, we're not at 4 hours yet, but we might wrap up. It's a pretty good spot to stop. Because I'm trying to think, like... I don't know, I don't know if I want to do Central Ruins right now. I might... Like, before the Battle of the Gardens. Like, the Disc 2 finale.